Welcome back, my love. I'm so glad you're here today. I don't know about you, but I need something healthy to eat. I have eaten a lot of sugar. I mean, I've tried to eat well over the holidays, but it has not always gone smoothly. And today I am making a delicious, healthy winter salad with ingredients that are around right now. And I am so excited to dive in. And it is going to be so healthy. I have got kale, I have got pomegranates, all of the funny and yummy things. So let's dive in. First thing we're going to do is wash these greens, and I'm actually going to set some aside to vacuum seal because I'm not going to be eating all of this salad right now. My husband, God bless him, he has been building up my Lego set that I got a few years ago for my Home Alone here, because you're watching this right after Christmas. It's before Christmas right now. He has taken a break from this. I've got my light that's from my office right now. He's using that because it's so hard to see the colors and stuff. It's so rainy out. Look at rainy. I mean, cozy, but you get sick of it. Anyway, let's get started with these greens, and then I'm going to vacuum seal the ones we're not using, and we're going to add in a bunch of other yummy things. Let's get started. When I was growing up, we had dogs. I am allergic to cats, but now we have cats, and I absolutely love them. And I have a beggar right here. I knew, where'd he go? Dogs, he's walking around. Dogs will beg. And I knew that. I did not know cats will beg. And I think it is a little bit our fault. We have created a bit of a begging situation with the cats. We have let Plumpkin, who is the boy, well, they're all boys, the silly boy. Over there, Crumpet's just losing his mind. He's playing. He wants to play with Crumpet or Plumpkin. And they both have a cerebellar issue, so their balance and coordination is not good. So anyway, but Plumpkin is sitting here really wanting. All right. So what I'm doing is I normally actually get my lettuce at Costco in a big bag, but this week I just went to the grocery store and grabbed a head of romaine, and always take the outer leaves off. I don't even remember what I was saying about the cats, but they're goofy. Oh yes, so we would let them have a tiny bit of tuna, which I know is terrible because it is creating a begging situation. And so Plumpkin is here every time I'm in the kitchen now. And it's so funny. They're playing. They're so cute. Crumpet is super wobbly. It's actually one of the terms is wobbly kitten syndrome. And did you know that most apparently are euthanized? Some of them are very severe. Plumpkin, for example, when we got him, we actually got his mother and all of his siblings, and all of the siblings died except for Plumpkin, who was initially named Pumpkin Seed. His name is actually Plumpkin Seed, and we changed it to Pumpkin Seed because he ate so well and so much that, I mean, he certainly didn't drink all the milk from his mother, but he was the only one getting fat, and the other ones were unfortunately all dying. So I am just going to add some water to this, give it a little wash and poo. But yeah, so I'll tell you more about Plumpkin in a minute.
While I wash my lettuce, let me just introduce myself. If we have never met before, my name is Robyn. I live on Vancouver Island in Canada. I am a nurse. I am a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a cat mom, obviously. And on this channel, I show you some minimalist living, mostly cooking because that is one of my favorite things to do. I also have another YouTube channel called Minimalist Home where we talk about decluttering and minimalism and all of the things. On this channel, there's lots of healthy food, some treats. We just finished Christmas, so there were a lot of treats, and I'm telling you, I am craving the healthy stuff. So washing this lettuce, and then I'm actually putting it on this tea towel so that it can dry. So when I vacuum seal it, it doesn't get or stay too wet.
But Plumpkin was always really healthy. He has this thing called an intention tremor where his head will be like this when he's going to do something, when he intends to do something, which is super convenient, especially because he attacks Our other cat, Pancake, the wimp, we love Pancake desperately, but he is a bit of a wimp. And Plumpkin was always really kind of after Pancake because he was an only kitten. And then we gave him up because we were only fostering him. And I guess he was attacking their kids, which was weird. But in the meantime, we missed him so much. I would dream about this cat. And I'm going to tell you, like, I'm not like some like cat person that's like, oh my gosh, like I just love all cats and blah, 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 blah. I'm never like, I need to pet your cat or anything like that. But I missed him. We all missed him. And then the organization that we foster for was like, so the people that took Plumpkin are stressed by his attacking their kids. Do you have any advice? And I was like, no. I didn't know what to do. And anyway, so then they wanted us to take him back, and we did. But so he's got this intention tremor, and he kind of walks funny. Like he kind of walks like a dog. He's just sitting here on the ground, just listening to me talk about him. And then, so he was fine. And actually, it was right when COVID happened, where this is organic, so I'm seeing like a little worm. That's fine. I'm gonna let this one sit in the water a bit longer. But anyway, right when COVID happened, we were like, you know what? He needs a friend because Pancake hates him because he attacks Pancake all the time. So the foster organization we were fostering for, because I think we had some kittens at that time, I don't know if I just said I'm looking for a friend for Plumpkin or what. Like, I was just like, this knife needs to be sharpened. But I was just like, you know what? Do you have any wobbly kittens? And they were like, oh, actually we do. We have one and it's like sort of severe. And I was like, oh. So I went and met Crumpet. Now Crumpet is way worse. I did not realize. We thought we wanted somebody who was like a wobbly kitten, but not nearly as, like, we didn't realize that there were some that were worse, even though like one of his siblings like literally could not stand up. It fell on its face. It was very sad. But so anyway, we got Crumpet, and Crumpet can't walk across the room without falling. But keep in mind, they don't know any better. These cats do not know a different life. They don't know what it's like. Like, it wouldn't be like you and I who are used to, and they don't know that others are able to walk like a human would, right? So anyway, we have our two wobbly cats, and then Pancake, who is just a scaredy cat because he was feral when we got him. We just got him from the SPCA. So anyway, all that to say, my one cat, Pumpkin Seed, is just sitting on the ground begging like a little beggar, and you don't get any more Pumpkin Seed. So I'm going to tidy up, let this sit for a little bit. I might even add a bit of salt just to kill any creatures.
If you hear any strange noises in the background when I am recording the voiceover, my husband and my son are watching Gladiator, the original one, right now, and it just might be a bit loud. I cannot watch that show. It just makes me so sad at the beginning and the end. Oh my gosh, I can't handle sad shows. Anyway, so I'm just washing up this kale, and then we are going to make the rest of the salad.
Oh, that's cold. That is cold on my hands because I guess it's cold outside. Not that cold because it's rainy, but
I obviously muted it for this part as I am spin drying the kale, but this is just another great thing to have in the fridge is kale, and it lasts for so long. Anytime I am making something with vegetables, I like to just get everything washed first. It just makes everything goes so much smoother, and you can store things in the fridge. They'll stay better, I find, unless it's berries.
Okay, so the best way to store lettuce once it's like pretty dry, I actually brought another towel over it because I don't want to let it sit here forever. And you don't need to be like crazy packed, but you also don't need to be crazy loose. You can just put her in there, and I'm just making 2 salads for our lunch, because we are craving healthy food, vegetables, protein. So I've got the kale. My husband is not the biggest fan of kale, but that's okay. I don't care. He's getting kale. Kale's really good for you. So anyway, this is probably good. And then I am going Two, put the lid on. Now I just use an old lid because it doesn't matter. Like, we're not canning it. It's going in the fridge. There we go. It will suction on there if you're careful. And this will last in the fridge for so long. And then over there, that's just sitting. I'll let that dry for a bit. Then we're going to chop up the rest of the ingredients and make our dressing. There we go. See, now that is, there's no air in that. It's just a vacuum. Okay, just did the second one. And I will end up doing this with some of the kale, like a lot of the kale actually. And I'm just gonna throw these in the fridge. So another thing I'm going to do, because, you know, just craving the nutrition and the vitamins and just everything, cutting up some vegetables and having them set aside in the fridge. So what I'm going to do, actually first, I'm starting the pepper, but what I'm going to do, put the peppers in this one and then the cucumber in the other one, because I like to put the cucumber in water, and with peppers, I don't usually. Should check with my friend Maddie, because she has the channel Let's Eat Plants, and she is just a pro on food prepping and meal prepping. And I don't know if she keeps them in water or not, but I'm just going to cut these up, and I'm going to use a little bit for the salad. But mostly I am just going to put this aside. During these crazy busy times, so hard not to get our nutrition, or to get all of our nutrition, and mostly just like balancing out the sugar and the drugs, because sugar is bad for us, but I like it. Like, I make the treats. I've already made some on this channel, and I think that having a little bit is probably not the worst thing in the world. That's a terrible way of looking at it. I don't think like, it's okay to have you want to balance it. And I will tell you how I eat my food. One of the things I do is I love the Glucose Goddess. I don't know if you've seen her before. She has done really tons of research. She's a scientist. She's done a lot of research, a lot of her studies on herself, and not in a weird way, where she has used a glucometer like on her arm, which I myself have done. And it is very interesting. What you can realize is how your blood sugar is affected by different foods, but also how it is with combinations, and also how it is with things like exercise. So for me, I have a protein shake, but I put I grind up berries in it. So when you blend something, you are increasing the chances of your blood sugar going up, because you're making that very easy for your bloodstream to absorb. So anyway, if I have a smoothie with something like blueberries, which aren't as full of sugar as like grapes, for example, it'll make your blood sugar go up. But if I'm going to do a workout, which I usually am, then I have that, and then I work out, and I could see, like with the glucometer, I could watch what my blood sugar was doing, which was so cool. Because the nerd in me, the nurse in me, absolutely loved that. The other thing is that I love to do her hack, as she calls it, where you eat a vegetable or some vegetable or whatever before you are eating any kind of sugar, or even like your protein and stuff. So the reason why we don't want our blood sugar spiking is because a high blood sugar can increase, of course, like fat, but it also increases all sorts of like morbidities, health conditions, all of the things. Can really affect our energy. It really affects my energy. So I do that hack of eating vegetables before I eat something else. And maybe you've watched me make treats in a video and I haven't actually tried it. And that usually, I'll be like, I eat them. Trust me, I eat the treats, but almost always have, unless it's a very high protein thing. And even then, like I said, that can make your blood sugar go up a little bit. Not crazy, but I will usually eat vegetables before I have anything, especially if it's got carbs, but also even and I also will make sure I have protein. And part of that is being 45, it's much easier for me to gain weight and all of that. But also that's when a lot of the processes in our body, things start changing, they slow down. All of that estrogen is so protective for all sorts of things, like blood pressure, all the things. So anyway, that being said, And not just for me, but also for the family to have these vegetables within easy reach. And I know peppers technically are a fruit, but they're a lower sugar fruit. So having these vegetables within reach makes it so much easier to eat healthier. And I'm doing this a little later, but that's okay. So I've got the peppers ready, and now we're going to chop up the cucumber. And I have like my little pile here of peppers that are going in the salad. And then we're also putting cucumber in the salad too.
The funniest thing is about chopping up these veggies, I think that the majority of them were gone by that night and definitely gone by the next day, which is awesome because you don't like, that's what I want. I want my family to eat them. I want them to love them and be healthy. So that works out really well. Just a little bit of meal snack prepping.
So these are ready to go, which is great. It's super fast. And now we have an easy treat. Or if I'm making another salad, it's super easy to have this stuff on hand. And actually, oops, I was going to add water, and I'm going to just throw this on here. That's fine. The other one was too full, and that's not a bad thing. Now, let me know, how do you feel about fruit in salads? I did not like fruit in salads forever and ever. And I don't know when I first started, but I know that now I really, well, first of all, I know it's been like at least 15 years, but like the first things I started really liking are apples. I liked grapes and cranberries and stuff. So today, because this is a winter salad, I'm going to put in apple, even though it's like more of a fall thing, but still freshish. So I'm going to chop up this apple. The knife needs to be sharp. I'm going to be hitting my husband up for that. He's the knife sharpener. I'm the cook.
If you're squeamish, just cover your ears for maybe 10 seconds. So I am a trained emergency nurse. I don't work in that area anymore and have worked in wound care for years. And the one time of day where we get the most people that come in with like cuts and cooking injuries is, you guessed it, dinner time. We've had people with mandolin cuts and other things. So a sharp knife is actually really handy because it skips less. Like it's less, you're less likely, I think, to bungle with it. I mean, and I have these made-in knives, which I love, by the way. I love made-in, and is so cute, I think, that they come with a Band-Aid. Isn't that cute? They come with a Band-Aid because inevitably, it's not the knife's fault. You're going to cut yourself. And they're very sharp when they came, and they usually stay really sharp. I really like them. This is not sponsored either. I just really like them. In addition to the fruit, I have some walnuts that I'm chopping up here. Now, candied walnuts are delicious in salad, but I think we can all agree that we've had enough candy since we have been celebrating the holidays. It took me a minute. I'm like literally still so on candy right now. It's only December 23rd, so stay with me. And I'm going to brown these lightly.
Okay, so first of all, I'm heating up this pan. I already got the walnuts cooking, and I'm just going to make the dressing really quickly. And yesterday I started the marinade for the meat. Now, you don't have to marinate it. You don't even have, like, literally salt, pepper, and olive oil is all you need for a delicious chicken thigh dinner. However, this marinade is delicious, so check that out here.
So the night before, I'm wearing a black. Oh, no, same color t-shirt. I bought so many of the same color. Just, it makes life so easy. Black, navy blue, and white. So not the same color, but I did buy like 5 of each color. Anyway, okay. So this marinade, we have got, I've got lemon juice. That is dehydrated, freeze-dried garlic. So you just add regular garlic. I literally am just that lazy. Italian seasoning, pepper, olive oil. Did I say lemon juice? Half a lemon juice. And I added a little bit of avocado oil just because I had to refill the other thing, so I didn't. And some salt, and that's it. And then I just plop the old chicken in, and you can let it sit for as little as like half an hour, or you can just let it sit overnight, which I did. And it was only because I had all of the ingredients out, and I am using chicken thighs. And also I was pressure canning the rest of them for a high protein video that is coming soon. Obviously, we are going to keep it in the fridge.
Let's make the dressing. So I am going to do a dressing. I haven't used this, but this is pomegranate juice concentrate, also known as pomegranate molasses. And it has like a very molassesy flavor. So I don't even know if we're going to like it. I'm going to actually taste it. It's actually not bad. It's not super sweet and it's got a bit of flavor. So first we're going to just do a lemon here. A bit of lemon juice. Not too bad. Right there. I am going to also add a little bit of vinegar and of course olive oil. And we want double the oil to the acid. And I'm going to add in a bit of vinegar, so that is good. I'm on a bit of a time crunch now that I'm heating up my pan. And I got to check my walnuts. I am famous for burning the nuts. I'm going to use apple cider vinegar. This is going to be very fruity. Okay, let's stir these. So that's enough. Like I'm just turning that off now. We're good. Add just a tiny bit of this.
If I didn't already say it, that is apple cider vinegar.
I'm also going to add a little bit of this. I will, of course, include the recipe for the salad and the dressing on my blog at minimalisthome.ca. And I also will play with it a little bit. So we're going to add a tiny bit of salt to that. So I'll make sure you can see it. And I think I will add a bit of oregano. Pepper, of course. And the oregano. And I'm going to add a tiny bit of honey, just for a little bit more sweetness than the pomegranate molasses gives us, because even though it is almost pure sugar, it also is not as sweet as you would expect. And you also don't want it super duper strong. So that in and mix it up.
So my honey obviously had crystallized, and I melted it in the microwave. It took a little bit of time to get all of it, but I didn't need much.
Oh, I forgot. I like to add a teeny bit of mustard because mustard is an emulsifier, meaning it helps it stay together.
And you gotta shake it, and you have to like really scrunch your face up when you shake it. Okay, so I am heating up my pan here, nice and hot. This is a gorgeous what is it called? Carbon steel pan. It's kind of like cast iron, but it's easier to deal with. So there you go. I love it. And I made sure it was nice and hot before I put the chicken in, and getting it nice and brown and delicious and amazing. And then while it was cooking, I washed my hands very, very well, obviously. And I am packing the leftover kale in this jar. And I'm telling you, my friend, it just lasts so long, like weeks and weeks in the jar. Things last. I don't know if they retain their nutrients the way they would if you had left the air in. I don't know, but they just store so well. I really like this vacuum sealer for that reason. So highly recommend for keeping your greens longer, especially if you're like my mother-in-law. I've told her, and my mom too, like they are just themselves and they don't want their greens to go off. Nobody does. And for me, I eat salad every single day at lunch. So I just don't want to run out. So I let that chicken cook until it's about 80% on the bottom. And then I flipped it over. Salt and pepper, both sides. So good. Now we're building up the salad here, and I added lettuce on the bottom, and then I added kale on top, adding in some of those peppers and some of the apple. Then in the cucumber, more peppers, different color pepper. Of course, it's good to eat the rainbow. Oh my gosh, I didn't even tell you about my food combining. I'll have to do that in another video. I added pomegranate that my husband shucked, as he said, the day before, because pomegranate is so delicious. It does have like that seedy texture. If you don't like that, maybe put in, dried cranberries or something or whatever. And then I sprinkled in the walnuts. Now I let the chicken cool before. I also added in a bit of feta because life without feta would just be silly, right? And then just letting the chicken cool, like I said, before I slice it up to put on top of the salad. And then just putting it on top. Oh my gosh, so good. This one's my husband's because it doesn't have feta. He hates feta. And then that amazing dressing. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Okay, so I am just going to make my own. Just chop up the chicken. And I can't wait to try it. I am hungry. And this is just one of those delicious, healthy treats. To me, this truly is a treat. But I also have some other treats I can eat.
And here's a shot of me trying it. It was amazing, like I said. And does anybody else need a bib when they eat salad? Because I am a messy salad eater.
This is so good. Such a great way to just sort of balance everything else right now. I think you would love these recipes too. Stay cozy. I hope something great happens for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.